Black metal and death metal are two of the most intense, uncompromising forms of extreme music. But while they share a lineage rooted in heavy metal's aggression, they are very different beasts. To casual listeners, they may sound equally loud, heavy, and chaotic, but to devoted fans, the differences in sound, themes, style, and intent are stark, almost like comparing ice and fire. Understanding these distinctions means looking at their origins, musical characteristics, lyrical content, visual presentation, and cultural impact. Black metal's earliest seeds were planted in the early 1980s by bands like Venom, Bathory, and Celtic Frost, who mixed the speed and aggression of thrash with occult themes and an emphasis on atmosphere. But it was the early 1990s Norwegian scene, featuring Mayhem, Emperor, Darkthrone, and Burzum, that defined black metal's true sound and identity. The style became synonymous with tremolo-picked guitar riffs, shrieking, high-pitched vocals, blast beat-driven drums, and deliberately raw, lo-fi production. More than technical perfection, black metal sought to create an immersive, chilling atmosphere, music that felt like an aural blizzard. Death metal's origins were more rooted in the U.S. underground. By the mid to late 1980s, Florida's Death, Morbid Angel, and Obituary were pushing speed, heaviness, and technical precision to new extremes. At the same time, Sweden developed its own distinctive style with Entombed and Dismember, introducing the now famous buzzsaw guitar tone. Death metal's sonic hallmarks include low-tuned, heavily distorted guitars, guttural growls, complex double bass drumming, rapid tempo changes, and an overall focus on tight, punishing execution. If black metal envelops you in a cold mist, death metal bludgeons you with sheer weight. Lyrically, the two subgenres part ways even further. Black metal often delves into anti-religion, paganism, mysticism, nature, and philosophical musings about darkness, mortality, and the cosmos. The early Norwegian wave became infamous for its anti-Christian stance and frequent use of occult symbolism, medieval imagery, and folklore. Death metal lyrics, on the other hand, revel in the macabre. Gore, horror, decay, murder, and supernatural monstrosities dominate the genre. While black metal's narratives aim for an otherworldly or spiritual effect, death metal prefers visceral, graphic storytelling that feels like stepping into a horror movie. Visually, black metal bands are instantly recognizable for their corpse paint, white and black makeup designed to give performers a ghostly, inhuman appearance, alongside spiked gauntlets, leather armor, and dark, theatrical clothing. Album covers tend to be stark, featuring monochrome forests, esoteric symbols, or abstract depictions of cosmic or demonic forces. Death metal bands rarely wear corpse paint, instead opting for brutal, often grotesque cover art that depicts mutilation, demonic beings, or surreal visions of death and decay. Both aesthetics match their themes. Black metal seeks to evoke frostbitten dread, while death metal aims for visceral shock. Production style is another clear divide. Black metal, especially in its early days, embraced deliberately low-fidelity recording, not out of necessity alone, but as a statement against polished commercial music. This gave the music a harsh, distant, and sometimes otherworldly quality. Death metal generally favors cleaner production, at least clean enough for its complex riffs, precise drumming, and bass lines to cut through the sonic density. This reflects each genre's core values. Black metal prioritizes atmosphere over technical clarity, while death metal prioritizes clarity without sacrificing heaviness. The fan cultures surrounding each subgenre also diverge. Black metal enthusiasts often treat the genre as more than music. It can be a philosophy, an artistic movement, or even a spiritual pursuit. This sometimes fuels elitism within the scene, with debates about true versus commercial black metal. Death metal fans are equally dedicated, but the community tends to focus on musicianship, pit energy, and the visceral thrill of live performances. Both camps share a love for extremity, but they often view it through different lenses. Geographically, black metal's strongest early roots were in Scandinavia, particularly Norway, with its snow-covered landscapes and long winters shaping the music's icy tone. Death metal found its first home in the United States, especially Florida, with its humid, aggressive energy, and in Sweden, where bands developed their own distinctive melodic and tonal approaches. Over time, the line between the two has blurred in some areas. Bands like Behemoth, Belphegor and Goatwhore fuse black metal's atmosphere with death metal's weight and precision, creating the hybrid style known as black and death metal. While purists may debate definitions, the fusion proves that both genres share a common thread of pushing heavy music to its extremes. In the end, the difference comes down to intent. Black metal aims to transport you into another realm, often cold, mystical, and hostile to the mundane world. Death metal seeks to overwhelm you with the force of sound, hitting you with sheer brutality and technical mastery. One is a sonic frost storm, the other is a relentless earthquake. Both demand intensity from their listeners, both push the boundaries of what metal can be, and both remain essential pillars of the extreme metal world.